Okay, before we wrap up, we need to talk about prioritizing requirements. So that's, which requirements need to be prioritized, who does it, the process for doing it, all that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and do it now because it's certainly part of the finalizing requirements phase. First, a question. Which requirements need to be prioritized? Is it just the business requirements, the user requirements, the functional requirements, the non-functional requirements? The answer is all of them. All requirements need to be prioritized. End of the story. That was easy. The next question is, who actually performs the prioritization? Fortunately, this is not the business analyst or the project manager or any other member of the project team. It's the sponsor. The sponsor is the owner of the project, and they're responsible for communicating priorities to the project team. And the sponsor is also responsible for making sure that their prioritizations are communicated and vetted with the other stakeholders. However, it usually comes down to you, the business analyst, to drive the prioritization process and make sure it happens. I'll now give you my suggested approach for making this as easy as possible. During the requirements definition process, you're busy forming and then transforming the requirements. So there isn't really a solid set of requirements for you to prioritize. It's really the beginning of the finalizing phase where it becomes possible to do this prioritization. And that's when I recommend you do it. So essentially, as soon as you have a good, solid document that's ready to review, set up some time with the sponsor and the project manager to review all the requirements. And then ask the sponsor to assign a high, medium, or low priority to each requirement in the document. It's not necessary to rank the requirements in order or anything like that, but high, medium, and low, that's generally sufficient. A word of advice, try to keep the priorities well distributed. What's that mean? It means that if 90% of your requirements are marked as high priority, that's not very helpful for the development and testing teams. So keep track of the number of highs, mediums, and lows as you go through the document, and keep the sponsor on track. After that prioritization exercise is complete, then you are ready for the walkthrough. During the walkthrough, you can simply present the priorities the sponsor assigned, along with the requirement. This process is pretty good because it keeps the prioritization in the hands of the sponsor where it belongs. But it also gives the other stakeholders the opportunity to contest those prioritizations if they have any concerns. After this exercise is complete, you are then ready for the walkthrough. During the walkthrough, you can simply present the priorities that the sponsor assigned, along with the requirement. This process is pretty good because it keeps the prioritization in the hands of the sponsor where it belongs. But it also gives the other stakeholders the opportunity to contest those prioritizations if they have any concerns. After the prioritization is complete, if any additional requirements come up, they can simply be assigned a priority when you review them. And prioritizing individual requirements is a lot less time-consuming and easy than prioritizing all the requirements in bulk. And so that's it for Lecture 6. Let's go ahead and move on to the final lecture, Managing Requirements Assets.